In this episode, we got to see, in a very rushed, abbreviated way, the origin of Rose Wilson, aka the Ravager. I like seeing, her bond sort of with her father. I mean, it wasn't a very healthy bond. I'm not even sure it's a very loving bond exactly. I'm not sure if Destro cares about her that much or if he's just using her. I assume he does. I mean, in the way that Deathstroke can, because, Deathstroke is a dysfunctional, and most people would say Deathstroke is a dysfunctional father or a dysfunctional individual. But I like seeing, the bond for, or whatever you call it, that they had for as little as we had it. And I like the actress Chelsea Zhang. She seemed more, her performance has been good so far, but she seemed more human in this episode and more three-dimensional, I think, when we got to see her before she became the Ravager, when she was with her mother, and, her desire to form more of a bond. She found her father. I like seeing that. We got to see more, I guess, layers to her performance as the Ravager, as Rose Wilson, which I appreciated. And as for Hank, we saw him as a cage fighter, and he's still having, I guess, sexual dysfunction problems, as we saw when he hooked up with that lady, or, I was going to say attempted to hook up with her, but he really did hook up with her. It just didn't go exactly as smoothly as planned because of his dysfunction problems. I'm not really sure. I'm not really an expert on that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure if the dysfunction is coming from the fact that he uses drugs or if it's just something that he has naturally or that he's supposed to be getting older, although I don't think he's that old. But I do think it's interesting, will Dawn find out about that hookup? And if she does, will she ever take him back? We'll see. I do think that Hank and Dawn will wind up back together eventually, but maybe they won't. I mean, Hawk and Dove in the comics are famous as a duo, as a team, but I guess it'll be interesting to see, how the show will write them, and if the two of them can exist as crime fighters without each other, right? Hawk and Dove are a famous partnership, but, and they have similar outfits, but can they be effective? I mean, because they're so closely together as a brand, as a duo, can they be, separate as individual superheroes and adjust to that really well? They would have to get different outfits that don't look the same, because if you have similar outfits, I think it'd be difficult for people to, receive you as, separate entities. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how Hawk and Dove find their way back together, because I think they are going to find their way back together eventually. I also like seeing, a bit of Dawn, Dove, and Wonder Girl working together when they went to interrogate that Cadmus dude. I would like to see more of the Titans working together. Not just as a coherent team all together, but, in partnerships, groups of Titans being together, because the Titans so far, they haven't really seemed that unified. We get to see them split off, and some of them will be together, as they're having a problem. And, we see them bounce, things off of each other, but we don't really see too many of them working together as, coherent units as often as you could, right? We've seen it here and there, but I'd like to see it more often. And I hope that, after this season, season 1 and season 2 have both been, Titans finding themselves seasons, or, the journey season. I would like to see, with season 3, we've done enough of this journey finding yourself phase. Let's see everybody more as a coherent fighting unit, right? Rather than, this person splits off and I don't want to do this anymore. I like seeing the heroes just working together and, really embracing we're heroes and we're a team. And I think we'll see a lot of that in next episode, because that's the season finale. But I like seeing a bit of that start to come together here. We also saw Raven and Starfire in the car. They were sort of working together, but they were really just arguing and having a bonding moment. See, that's what we've seen a lot of with groups of Titans in the show so far. Arguing and bonding, but not too much working together to get something done on a superhero level, right? I would like to see more of that. And I hope that we do get more of that in future episodes. And last but certainly not least, there was the robot zombie Beast Boy. We get to see, a little bit, a taste, a precursor of his relationship with Cadmus, right? He goes somewhere, Mercy presses a switch, a button, and, he goes psycho, as we saw him in that coffee shop, you know, when he attacked those people after he got his latte or whatever. And I do think that's weird that Mercy would want to do that in public so much, and you know, because it got news coverage. And I wouldn't think she would want the whole world to know that Beast Boy was doing this, right? I think she'd want to be a bit more private or on the sly like that, you know, than that. You know, the more people who know, the more eyeballs, you know, the less chance you have of getting away with stuff. So I'm unsure what exactly her goal and motivation was, what her end game is by having him do all this stuff so publicly. Why have a public demonstration? That's just going to cause, you know, more law enforcement and things like that. But I do think this is going to set up more, you know, more dramatic storyline material for Beast Boy and his actor, Ryan Potter, going forward. And probably will grow to him being able to turn into more things than just a tiger. We saw him turn into a snake in the first episode of this season in the Trigon fight. But it would be nice, I guess, to see Beast Boy use his powers a bit more dynamically, like in the comics and animation. But of course, as I've mentioned before, the reason he doesn't is probably because they don't have the money to, you know, be, you know, animating him turning into elephants and stuff. But regardless, you know, it would be nice to see Beast Boy have more spotlight in the show than he's had previously. And I think this storyline is setting that up. And of course, other than that, you know, we have the reveal, or they've kind of just teased us, to Dick becoming Nightwing, getting his Nightwing outfits. He goes into that lab with all these costumers and high-tech people. It's very interesting how all Dick Grayson had to do was just, you know, say, I want a new costume, and walk in. And it's like all these people are like, yeah, let's get us this suit. It's like Dick and all the Titans, no matter what they're going through, a lot of their suffering doesn't seem that bad, because you know that at any second they could snap their fingers or call up one of their older mentors like Batman or Wonder Woman or something, and just have them like fix everything up for them, right? So a lot of the Titans, you know, their distress doesn't really seem that stressful, because, you know, it's like at any moment in time, Dick Grayson could just walk into this facility with all these people ready to help him design a high-tech costume. It would be nice if we all had those kind of resources to go to when we're down and out. Right? You know, Donna Troy goes through all this stuff, but at any moment she could probably call, you know, Wonder Woman and come down and help her. I think, you know, Aqualad could have done that with Aquaman. You know, why hasn't Aquaman vowed vengeance on, you know, Deathstroke for killing, you know, someone who's basically his son? Right? You know, couldn't Wonder Woman come in and is like, you slashed up Donna Troy, Deathstroke, I'm going to beat you up. Same with Batman, right? Batman could probably come in at any time and be like, you know what, I'm going to deal with this Deathstroke person myself. A lot of the Titans, you know, have that at their disposal. You know, they have these awesome mentors or parents who could just come in and rescue them at any moment. So it does make their down and out situation seem kind of false in a way. But I guess that's how it is in the comics too, right? So I guess why can't the show do it too? But good episode. This is basically, you know, another in-between finding yourself episode before we get to the big finale where it all comes together. But, you know, I will be here waiting for that big final fight. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.